Good morning. So probably our last day with Mr. Penosaur and the duck. But I think you're kind of seeing now that when we say talking about the number 3, what it's representing is 1 and 1 and 1. That's 3. And we ended up with kind of our system of numbers just because it would have got really inconvenient to keep having to write down heaps of dashes like that. So now what we're going to do is teach you something that they do in Singapore. It's kind of the basis of Singapore maths, and they are like some of the best students in the world. And it's all about how they teach their little kids to think about it. So if you see here, we've got 10 gems lined up. So I want you to kind of think of that as a bar. All right. So we know that that's 10. And it's divided into 10 equal parts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So if we were looking at, for example, 3 plus 7, you'd be like 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which if you move them together, you would get your 10. So 3 plus 7, and we put together, we get 10. Now, because you understand that you don't actually need to have all the little dashes in between, you can just trust me that if we're looking at the total of the bar is 10, that you know that 3 and 7 equals 10. And I also remember how you were really good at measuring and doing the area. So it's also remembering that, the numbers go up in even amounts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same goes on the other side of 0. So I want you to imagine that you've got 4 gems in the bank, but actually you owe me 5. Okay, so you're going to go down into negatives, because if we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4 away, and another one on the other side of 0, that would be taking you down into -1. Look, today I really want you to get your head around this idea of using that bar. So just for example, if you're asked to work out 12 minus 8, so the total number is 12. And you kind of think to yourself, so if this was divided into 12 even spaces, 8 would be about here. It's your unknown. 12 minus 8 is equal to 4. And so that's here, okay? 8 plus 4 is equal to 12. Now, we can also use this bar when we're thinking about multiplication. So you remember how when we're thinking about 3 times 5, what we're actually talking about is 3 groups with 5 items in each group. So 3 times 5 is 15. And what that looks like in our bar, so we know the total is 15, whole amount. And we've got 3 equal groups that have 5 in each. Or the other way that we could look at that is we could have, again, we're splitting up our total. So our total is still 15, but this time we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is 3 in each group. And so just keeping on with thinking about our bar, so if we had 54 divided by 6, what we would be visualizing that as is our total is 54. And we would be splitting 54 into 6 even pieces. And so we would be wanting to know which each of these pieces is worth. And 54 divided by 6 is 9. So we've got 6 lots of 9. Now, do you remember how we said a while ago that that's a really horrible way to write things? And that if you see a number written like that, what it's actually talking about is 54 divided by 9, which is 6. Anyway, I was going to put a little disclaimer at the start saying today you kind of had to go with it and just see where this is going. But I promise you, this is where it's going and it's going to be helpful. All right, so you're in a maths test and you get a horrible question like this one. So you've got your team sold 3 times more purple gems than green. They sold 80 in total. How many purples did they sell? Now, this is actually an algebra question, but what you can also do is you can use your bar method to think about this. I don't have purple, so I'm going to use blue, okay? Green. So they sold 3 times more purple gems than green, okay? So I want you to imagine 1, 2, 3 purple gems for 1 green gem, okay? So green, purple, 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 and they sold 80 in total, okay? 80 is our total, and the bar, sorry, and we've got 4 parts of our bar. 80 divided by 4 is 20, all right? 20, 20, 20, 20. So if we sold 20 green gems and we sold 3 times more purple gems, so 3 times 20 is 60 purple. And we can double check our work because 20 plus 60 is 80. Now, if you're going to do algebra, what you'd actually be doing is you'd be going, so the purple gems are x plus 3x. So that would be 4x. 4x is equal to 80. Move the 4 across. 80 divided by 4. X is equal to 20. What you can do, and is right, but while you're getting your head around it, use the bar method. I hope that makes sense.